Underway, Simon Whitlock against Steve Beaton. Whitlock fresh from a victory in Coventry in the Players' Championship where he beat James Wade in the final. Steve Beaton tasted success on the European Tour last year in Germany. Who is going to be the first man through to the final? They've had different routes getting here. Simon Whitlock's only dropped 7 legs in 3 games. Steve Beaton, well, he had to survive match darts from Johnny Haynes. Gary Anderson ran him close. It went to a deciding leg as well. That's all after he beat Andy Parsons in the first round 6-3, or the first match. It was the second round proper. That's where Steve Beaton entered as the number 10 seed. Dan Dawson in the commentary box for this one, alongside Mike Lawrence.
Yes, and Steve Beaton, he's lived a charmed life, really, in his matches against Johnny Haynes and Gary Anderson. 6-5 wins, sneaking over the line, and maybe, sometimes your luck is just with you. Lady Luck is shining down on you, and who knows, can the Adonis go all the way? Back in the day, he would have given Simon Whitlock a run for his money with the mullet hairdo. That's long gone, but the bronzed Adonis still remains.
Rakishly low cut V on his shirt, the bronzed Adonis. 6'2" of pure man. Whitlock with the throw. Just starts off with a 60. Steve Beaton, well, his game plan in the last 2 matches has been go 4-1 up and then nearly lose. I'm not sure that's exactly what he really had planned out. That is what happened. He would like a slightly more stress-free game, as long as it ended in victory. I'm sure he'd take 6-5s all the way to this title if he could.
In the head-to-head between these two, Simon leads 10-3, but the last time they met was in that aforementioned European win that Steve Beaton enjoyed last year in Sindelfingen. Steve beating Whitlock in the semis 6-3 and then going on to win the final. Is that another omen here tonight?
Well, it's something for him to cling on to. But Simon Whitlock, I'm sure he's the favourite for this one. He has been playing some very solid darts so far. We saw a 138 checkout in his defeat of Adam Hunt earlier on. We saw a 140 when he took on Kevin Painter. If he does start taking out those big combination finishes, then he's very, very dangerous. And a 180 as well. Big scorer when he gets going, the world number 4.
The first 180 of the semi-finals here at the Victoria Stadium.
100.
Double 16 for Simon Whitlock. Gets his second dart. And Simon Whitlock is off and running. He did faff about. Oh, well, a bounce out there for Steve Beaton. He did faff about on the doubles at the start of his quarter-final match. Missed 7 at double top before he finally nailed it, but then he didn't miss a double until the final leg.
He was deadly throughout the majority of that match, was Whitlock. And Steve Beaton, well, recovering with the treble 19 with that last dart.
83.
Michael Smith against James Wade, our other semi-final.
Yeah, there will be a new winner for this year on the European Tour. 4 events, 4 different winners. All of them have been eliminated. Vincent van der Voort, Michael van Gerwen, Phil Taylor and Gary Anderson, of course, falling earlier on this afternoon to the man on stage up there, Steve Beaton. So 156 for Steve Beaton. He's not going to take it out, but he is going to put a dent in it.
96.
So he should have 2 darts to get his first leg on the board when he returns, if he returns. We've already mentioned Simon Whitlock's finishing prowess on these big finishes. Not going to happen now. A bit of a flyer, that second dart, but recovers well.
So Beaton then to bring us all square after 2 legs. Double top. Yes, no messing. And the 1996 Lakeside World Champion gets his first leg on the board of this semi-final.
Nice assured double top first dart into the middle of the bed. Well, Whitlock didn't hit any 180s against Adam Hunt in his quarter-final, but he hit an absolute shed load of 140s. He's already hit 1 maximum in this match. If he continues to score like he did, Steve Beaton's going to find it difficult to keep pace with him, or you would think.
60.
Absolutely hurls those darts into the board, Simon Whitlock. You can see with the venom that he chucks them when he doesn't get it quite right. They do go very high.
We have seen particularly today that some of the matches, the players have taken 2 or 3 legs just to really find their range and hit the heights that we've seen through the weekend. A very warm day outside in Gibraltar, very warm inside the Victoria Stadium Hall here. And a good crowd in tonight and making a bit of noise at long last and enjoying what they are seeing up on the stage tonight.
Another ton 40 from Whitlock gets him down to 101. Steve Beaton, well, a ton 40 really would have applied some pressure. That puts some on Simon Whitlock. It's a 2-darter for Steve Beaton. Is he going to get a chance at it? Oh, the bounce out doesn't help. Treble 17 for ball is what he's left with. He's not got the treble, so Steve Beaton will be back, and it's only 20 off for Simon Whitlock. We could be talking fine margins that will decide these games, and just that one bounce out, maybe the one is double 18. Steve Beaton looking at double 9 now. There it is. There it is. A 15-dart leg, and Steve Beaton gets a crucial break of throw.
Crucial ain't the word, Dan. Those are the moments that can turn matches like this.
Well, certainly when he's won his last 2 by just 1 leg. It could really prove to be the difference, but Whitlock's back in that treble 20 and firing in another 140.
Well, not a good start to this leg from Beaton on his throw. And Whitlock's stolen it already. A ton 80. His second of the match.
Simon Whitlock looking to hit back straight away after being broken himself. Steve Beaton's got something to say about it. It's a ton 40, but he still trails 75 points here. And Simon Whitlock is looking to end this leg in a hurry. 110 scored already, 71 left. He wanted treble 13 for double 16, but he'll come back with 2 darts at double top, you would think.
Good cover on the 19s by Beaton. Maybe too little too late. Double top needed for Whitlock to immediately break back for 2 apiece.
Well, it did take him a while to find his range on double top in the quarter-final against Adam Hunt. And Steve Beaton, those 2 treble 19s in his previous visit means that he only needs 1 treble here. Treble 18 for the bullseye. He's got the treble. Can he find the ball for a 3-1 lead? Oh, it's not far off, you know.
So 2 10s for Simon Whitlock. Oh, double 5 now. Oh, that is well short. Pulled that badly.
Well, the ponytail sways with a shake of the head from Simon Whitlock. It's a huge chance that he's spurned here, but Steve Beaton may be offering him another one, and he is, you know. He is.
Throwing throwing the darts away, throwing the legs away, potentially.
Well, he's hit the fat number. He needs the double two now. And that's miles away in the madhouse. Simon Whitlock. Oh! Wow. Steve Beaton. The charmed life of the Bronze Adonis continues.
Great marker on double four. Gets it then for a 3-1 lead. And getting over the line eventually. Missed doubles from both players. Double trouble in the fourth leg. But it's Beaton with a two-leg advantage now.
There's some chuntering going on underneath that beard at the back of the stage from Simon Whitlock.
84. 43.
Well, it's a nightmare start to this leg for Simon Whitlock as well. Steve Beaton has stolen the darts. Can he make him pay? Well, he's got one in the treble. Oh, and he's gone next door. But he still has the advantage here on the Steve Beaton master plan of going 4-1 up, nearly losing and then winning. It still looks to be on. Did that against Johnny Haynes, had to survive match darts. Did that against Gary Anderson, taken to a deciding leg.
The Adonis must have nerves of steel and a heart of stone to survive all these nervy moments this weekend.
97. 84.
Well, he's down to a finish, Steve Beaton. It's a 1-3-8. It's a 1-3-8 that we saw Simon Whitlock take out in his quarter-final. 180 here would be massive for Whitlock. I'm not sure if that's in or not from the angle that we can see.
Yeah.
It's just a ton, so he's on Shanghai. So he's given himself a chance here, but Steve Beaton, well, this would be huge. A 4-1 lead. It'd be a break and it's on, you know. It's still on. Oh! The 1-3-8, the Della, the shot that Keith Della took out to win the World Championship. He went exactly the same way, Steve Beaton. Missed the double 12 when Simon Whitlock needs to find the treble here, and he's not done it. He's not done it, so Steve Beaton will be back. Looking for a second break. Well, he's thrown that out the board, Simon Whitlock. He wanted a double top to leave a double top if he returned. He missed the board, and Steve Beaton, double 6 now. Oh, double 3.
Oh, down to 1, double 1.
And suddenly that dart out the board could be telling for Simon Whitlock. I think he was going 2 double tops there. Well, there's 2 darts in the way. He's got to move right over to the left-hand side. But he finds it, nails the double top, spreads his arms wide, as if to say, where was that earlier? Simon Whitlock just about holds on to his throat.
And another leg which veered one way and then the other.
100.
Oh, Steve Beaton, what a way to respond to the disappointment of failing to go 4-1 up. And here comes Simon Whitlock, maybe a maximum.
140.
Just the ton 40.
And you sense they have, I was going to say, they are getting warmed up. Certainly no danger of that, but finding their ranges, getting in the groove as we get into the meat and potatoes of this semi-final.
Well, they've both been a little bit dodgy on their doubles so far. If that's going to continue, we could see some very nervy final legs in this match. But look at the scoring from Simon Whitlock here. There we go, 180 number 3 for the Wizard. And all of a sudden, after nearly going 4-1 down, oh, he needed the treble 20 for the bullseye finish, and he's failed to find the treble 18.
81. Simon, you require 121.
So it's for a 12-darter. Simon Whitlock. Somebody shouts out in the crowd, go on the Aussie. He's going to get a shot here. It's at the bullseye. And there it is, Simon Whitlock, a bullseye finish, a 1-2-1 and a breaker throw. Suddenly, from the jaws of going 4-1 down, he has snatched parity at 3 apiece.
And Steve Beaton, just a sharp intake of breath. We mentioned Whitlock's propensity for taking out the big outshots, and what a time to do it. And here he goes at the start of leg 7 with a maximum. His 4th of the match. And can Beaton find it in the tank to respond?
Well, groans around the audience as they willing him to hit a 9-darter. He'd actually gone 180, 1-2-1 on the bull, and then kicked off 180 in the next leg. So there's 9 pretty decent darts for you. How about a 180 of your own, Steve Beaton? Yeah, there it is. Smack in the middle of the first 2. Maximum for Steve Beaton.
Fantastic stuff. Yet again here this weekend.
So 6 darts here for Simon Whitlock to go into the lead for the first time since the end of the first leg. Doesn't find the treble 10 he wanted, but he will be back trying to take out 60, so that'll be 2 more darts at double top, you would think. Steve Beaton, can he stick himself on a double, waiting to pounce?
98. Simon requires 60.
So Whitlock to take the lead for the first time since the opening leg, moves across again so he gets a good view of that double top. That's a good marker, and that was a very good marker. He now leads 4-3.
Back comes Beaton. Just a 140. Looking for his second maximum of the match to add to a 177 he's hit, but Whitlock, he's flowing now. Moving around across the oche and still finding his target with devastating accuracy.
That's a maximum in the last 3 legs for Whitlock.
100.
An important last dart there, finding the treble, keeps him neck and neck with Steve Beaton. But no treble from the bronzed Adonis, and Simon Whitlock trying to find another breaker throw. Just seemed to hesitate there, wasn't quite sure where he was going. Might have contributed to him missing out on the treble.
85.
So just a temporary lull in the big scores in this 8th leg, but Whitlock back on target again. Another ton 40.
Yeah, the most temporary of lulls. Whitlock may get some more darts at double top unless Steve Beaton can take out 116. He's got the treble he wanted, double 18 for a ton plus finish, and there it is, Steve Beaton, 116 to add to the 96 he took out earlier on.
59.
Well, we could be going all the way. Steve Beaton has managed to come through his last 2 matches in a deciding leg. They were against Gary Anderson, the number 2 seed, and Johnny Haynes, the surprise package of the final day here, you have to say.
And if you remember last weekend in Austria, Jamie Caven made it all the way to the final, winning every one of his matches 6-5, and then losing in the deciding leg in the final to Vincent van der Voort.
Yeah, another 6-5 game, but the 5 was next to the wrong name for Jamie Caven. Simon Whitlock looking to fill it up. This would be his 6th maximum of the match, and it's another 140. An opportunity for Beaton. This is on the Whitlock throw, remember. A ton 40 gets him to a finish. He's got the treble he needed, and he comes down from the 19s. Well, 147. It's a big ask. But if Whitlock can't find a treble himself, well, Beaton may well be favourite here, and I think he probably is. Steve Beaton, if he were to nick this leg, he would be throwing for the match in the next. He's not going to take this out, but he can set it up. And he does so. He took it out against Kevin Painter, this. He's not going to do it here.
So a great opportunity if he can hold his nerve for Steve Beaton. For double top. For 5-4 against the throw. And he is now throwing for the match and a place in the Gibraltar Darts Trophy final for 2014.
Steve Beaton led 3-1. He very nearly went 4-1 up. All of a sudden, Simon Whitlock turned things around. Took the lead at 4-3, but now he's gone back the other way. And there seems to be even more venom in that chuck from Simon Whitlock. Frustrated, big, angry Australian, staring down the barrel of a defeat to the former Lakeside world champ, Steve Beaton. He's got a 141-point lead in what could be the final leg of the match. Simon Whitlock wants to take it to a decider. 99 is good, but is it enough? It may not be, you know. Oh, well, couldn't follow the first one.
Well, that was a shame. That really would have put him in the driving seat. Whitlock's hanging on in there.
130.
That gets him back in with a chance here. Steve Beaton, a 180 here would be perfect. It'd leave him double top. He'd take a 140, and he's got a 140. Steve Beaton should get at least one match dart. Simon Whitlock just has to put a big score in here to put some pressure on him. But we know it all got nervy and edgy in Steve Beaton's previous matches. He missed darts himself for the match before, beating Johnny Haynes in the decider.
83.
He managed to come through a deciding leg with Gary Anderson. Is he going to take this out? He's got two darts now at double 10 for a 6-4 win. Double 5. Oh, two match darts go begging for Steve Beaton, and Simon Whitlock has a chance here on 121.
Incredible drama right to the end here. He wants the bullseye to take us to a decider, and he can't get it. It's a 25. So double 5, Beaton's back for a place in the final.
It's the 121 that he took out earlier in the match on the bullseye, Simon Whitlock. He couldn't repeat the feat, and Steve Beaton returns to the board and takes out double 5. A 6-4 win for Steve Beaton, the bronzed Adonis. He's through to the final. He's not just here to top up his tan. The man is here for the 20 grand prize and the trophy. Simon Whitlock, dejected, stalks off stage. But Steve Beaton, thumbs up to the crowd. He storms into the final. Who will face him will be decided shortly. It's going to be either Michael Smith or James Wade, the 7-time major winner. That semi-final is coming up. Looks like Steve Beaton's going to get back on the practice board, so we may not have a few words from him, but we will be back very shortly with your second semi-final, Wade against Michael Smith, for the right to play Beaton for the Gibraltar Darts Trophy.